getting the finger over here, which means that it's time to go. I have to wear this AirPod right here. I don't like these things because I feel like I can't hear with these in, but we're gonna give it a couple of minutes just for everybody to get in here. As you see, I'm rocking my Golden Gals Live tour hoodie right now. We are in Chicago. We have been here for 4 weeks. We've been here for five. We've been over here over a month. We have one more weekend coming up this weekend at the Mercury Theater in Chicago. We have shows for Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7:30 p.m. plus Saturday and Sunday matinees at 2:30 p.m. If you're in the Chicago area, come and see Golden Gals live at the Mercury Theater Chicago. And if you're not from here, we're going to be touring this thing. This is not the big announcement. I'm just giving it time for people to get in here. But we are going to be touring around the country and possibly a few places outside of the country, which we're still working on right now. So if you want to join us for those, go to goldengalslive.com. That's goldengalslive.com. Get all the tickets and the info and all that kind of stuff. My hair looks a mess. I'm just getting over being sick, if you can't tell by my beautiful, cool menthol stylings over here. Oh, I see all these comments coming in. Stay warm up there. For this Florida boy coming up here to Chicago in the winter, it has been a lot of people were like, "You're going to hate it." This is my second year here. I did La Cage Fall here for 8 weeks last year in the same time slot. I actually really love the cold weather. It's really good for me. Um, is Harrisonburg, Virginia on the list? It's not on this list as of now, Justin, but we will be trying to get there. How about a Starbucks? Yes, David. I would love a Starbucks. I'm in love with it's the honey almond flat white. It's delicious. Almond milk, a little bit of honey. Hello from the UK. I love you so much too, Tom. Hello, lots of love from New Jersey. Excited much for an announcement. Oh, we've got a great announcement today. Michigan on the list. Is Michigan on the list? Michigan is on the list. It's where are we going? Uh, 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 Grand Rapids. Not Minnesota. That's where Judy Garland is from. But Grand Rapids, Michigan, we will be going to. The Boston dates. I've been handed this very official post-it note right here. So we're going to Raleigh, North Carolina, Rochester, New York, Columbus, Ohio. That's not how you spell Columbus, but that's very exciting. Rahway, New Jersey. Oh, Jersey, we are coming back. Little Rock, Arkansas, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Minneapolis, and Baton Rouge, and Las Vegas. We'll be in Las Vegas as well. We're working on some other dates too. I see we've got a lot of people in here right now. So for those of you who have been following me, thank you. I appreciate that. I see you hiding in the bushes, and I do appreciate that. No, for those of you who have been following me on my journey, even before All Star Six, but primarily since All Star Six, you'll know that I sold a book to Simon and Schuster, which is very exciting. And I have been working on this book with my team for almost 2 years now, almost 2 whole years. It's an incredible book. It is coming out. We have the release date for that. It is November 7th of this year, just in time for the holidays. And this book is not going to be just a drag book. It is my life as told through food and the people that I've met and the meals that I've shared with them. So it is my memoir, it is a cookbook, it is a tell all, and it's also a beautiful coffee table sized book with 100 pictures in it, at least 100 pictures in it. None of them have been seen before. We've got all new looks for the book. We've got 50 recipes that all have pictures that go along with them. It's really, really gorgeous. And it's on pre-sale right now. It dropped today on Amazon. We're going to share that link for you right now. But before we do that, I really want to share the cover of my book, Southern Fried Sass, which also, for you Drag Race fans, has a lot of good little tell-all tidbits in there, stuff that I know you haven't heard before that you'll be interested in hearing. So without any further ado, here is the cover of Southern Fried Sass, my very first book. Oh, we've got a countdown for this. Seven, six, five, four, three, two. It seems like it gets slower as it winds down. There it is, right there. Southern fried sass, ginger minge, a queen's guide to cooking, decorating, and living just a little bit extra. And it's not just for queens, it's not just for the people who appreciate them. This is a book that I think everybody who has ever been through anything in their life will relate to. There's something in there for everybody. I'm really excited to share this with you. I saw this last night and I cried. It is so beautiful. And the other pictures that are in the book, like this is just the tip of the iceberg. The photographs in this book are stunning. They're so beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. So I would really love to ask all of you as fans, friends, family that you are to me. I would love if you could go and pre-order your copy on Amazon.com. We have the pre-order link available. Yeah, I feel like I'm on the Home Shopping Network all of a sudden. It slices, it dices, it makes julienne fries. It makes julienne more if you want it to. More and more fries. So make sure that you go and check that out. But it would really help me out. And I know that it would also help you out because now you can order it. You don't even have to think about it. It's just going to show up. It's going to be gorgeous. You are absolutely going to love and adore this book right here. So please make sure. Oh, I see B. Dylan Butler just ordered mine. Done and done from Amberly Smith. Will I be recording an audio version? You know what? That's still kind of up in the air. We haven't really gotten into deep discussions about that, but you know I love to talk. I'll sit here. You know what? Even if I don't record the audiobook, for those of you who pre-order right now, we'll make sure we put you on a list and we'll just go on live and I'll read it to you. I'll read it to you before you go to bed every single night. One chapter, just one chapter. Pip, oh no. The link is right there. Yeah, it's right there in the comments. Wonderful. I would love an audio version. Well, so would I. I would really love that as well. Um, awesome. I I'm so like my eyes are so strained right now. I can barely see what's going on. Yay, just pre-order. Oh, Michelle, Michelle, it's so good to hear from you, even if it is just a comment on here. Um, so what we're gonna do right now, if you have any questions about the book and the content and all that kind of stuff, I'll answer what I can. They'll pull some questions for me and pop them up on the screen so that I can see them. But also, if you haven't pre-ordered the book, also remember that we are doing the Golden Gals Live in Chicago, then on our tour. So go to goldengalslive.com. And even more exciting news, I am about to go and film. Well, as soon as we wrap here, I leave from here to go home for one day, repack my bags, and go to LA to film a brand new movie, which is called Stand Behavior. It's fantastic. It's got an all-star cast, including Heidi in Closet. She just signed on yesterday, as well as some A-list actors. It's a very good film, and you can also be a part of that as well. There's an Indiegogo campaign that's going on right now to help fund the film. And as somebody who is really devoting anything and everything they have to it, I'm gonna tell you, it's totally worth it. So if you got $5 and you want to throw it there, that'd be fantastic. If not, make sure you go and you pre-order Southern Fried Sass by Ginger Minj and help us spread the word. So will signed copies be available? Karina, yes, there will be signed copies available. And if you happen to get a copy that is not signed, I promise that I will sign it for you. I'll personalize it. Hey, Mama, so glad to hear this is coming out. What's your favorite part for us to learn about you? So one of the good and bad things about being on a platform like Drag Race is that you get little snippets of our story. You kind of get the little pieces that make us who we are. But this is able to go in and fill in those gaps between all those little pieces of information. So I'm really excited for everyone out there to really know where I came from, what happened in my life, what kind of led to the decisions that I've made, and the goals that I've had, and the things that I've achieved, the things that I haven't achieved. There's a lot of that in there. I think that it's something that is it's touching. I think it's very personal. And this is the most vulnerable I have ever been in my life. Writing this book was like therapy in good ways and bad ways. I went into every writing session just sobbing and in tears and had to take, a couple hours to myself to recuperate. But it's so therapeutic. And I think that once you read through it, you're really going to understand everything about me. Is there a fried chicken recipe in the book? Frank, this is a Southern fried sass cookbook memoir story. Yes, there is fried chicken in there. It is my grandmother's recipe, which was an award-winning recipe in the South. So I'm excited to share that with all of you. And for those of you who don't know, kind of my culinary background. My husband is a certified chef. He went to CIA. He's a better chef. I'm a better cook. I like to just take things, and my grandma always said, whenever you're given anything in the world, you take it, you make it better, and then you put it back out there. And that's kind of what I do with food. I try to see the little bits and pieces that kind of go together, throw them all together, and make them delicious and put them out there. But my grandparents owned a barbecue soul food restaurant throughout my childhood, which is actually where I got my start in cooking. It's where I got my start in performing because my grandfather would plop me up on the counter and have me sing for customers. So make sure that you read all that. That'd be good. Billy Dixon, do you talk about relationship with Violet? I talk about my relationship with all of the cast of season seven, particularly like during that season seven time where things were kind of tense. I don't think they were ever as tense as they came across on TV, but that'd be really boring television to sit there and watch people getting along all the time. But there definitely are little facts and tidbits about the like. Well, there's one story that is in there about Violet and myself that happened at the crowning ceremony finale that I don't think a lot of people would expect. It's very, very sweet. It's a very kind story on both ends, and I'm excited for people to really read that story. Karen is my favorite dessert in there. All of my favorite desserts are in there. I'm a dessert girl. Particularly if you could get something that's sweet with a little bit of savory to it as well. That is all in the book. There are 50 recipes, and I'd say probably a good 15 to 20 are Southern desserts, tried and true. There's a better than sex cake that my grandfather used to make. Ah, it is so good, it'll make you want to slap somebody. Don't slap me. Don't slap me, but it'll make you slap somebody. We'll take a couple more questions in here. Sorry, guys, I'm so gutted we can't pre-order in the UK. Oh, can we try to find out if and when we can? Yes, I will look at that right now. If my friend and publicist who's been working on this book with me, Mandy Lebos, if she is in here, then she might be able to get that information. If not, we'll find it and we will post it so that we make sure that those of you who are not within North America can get that very soon. Are there recommended drink pairings? Of course there is. Yeah, yes, of course. I believe that food is an experience. You know, I believe you can learn a lot about people, who they are, where they're from, what their culture is, the things that have made them them. You can learn about the food that you share with them. And that's what a lot of this book is about. And of course, that also goes along with throwing perfect parties. And sometimes the perfect parties are the ones that don't go the way that you intend them to go. But there are always fantastic drink options in there. And the ones that I've put in this book, a lot of them are brand new. They're pairings that I've never seen out there in the world before that we have tested them heartily, and I think you're going to really like them. Are you planning to tour the UK? Hopefully. I really hope so, Heather. I miss the UK. Of course, we've got so much going on right now. The Golden Gals live tour is going through a chunk of the year. Then we're back in P Town. I know I'm going to be in Australia later this year, and then we actually do the book tour where I'll be coming around and signing the copies that you guys have. So but just keep your eyes peeled. Hopefully soon I can get out there and see everybody. Will I be coming to Boston or Provincetown? Yes, yes, Daniel. I will be back in P Town this summer, my third summer in a row. I'll be there all summer long at the Art House. It's a brand new show starring me and my best friend of 19 years, Gitcha Galore. A lot of you have seen her. She's done a lot of things with me over the last couple of years. We were Quarantine Queens together. So if you saw any of my digital shows, you're familiar with her. When I did the Hocus Pocus tour, she was my Mary. So she is fantastic. The fans have fallen in love with her, and we are going to put together a whole brand new experience this summer in Provincetown. Uh, I'll order this. Oh my God, I should film me cooking your meals. Yes. Yes, you should. Actually, one thing that we do want to do, and I'm glad you brought that up because it kind of jogged my memory, is we are going to be doing once the book comes out, we'll be doing, I won't say like online classes, but we'll be able to do experiences where we all kind of cook the same thing together. I'll talk you through it, and we'll see how it all turns out for everybody. And the best thing about the hardest thing about writing the book, and one of the best things about Southern food is it's not an exact science, because it's always made with love. So I love the recipes where you can take them and you can do something a little bit different, make it a little bit more your own, and that's what a lot of these recipes are. Uh, is Alex Morris running the event? What event? I don't know. I don't know Alex Morris. Are the recipes intertwined with the stories about your life blog style? Stephanie, yes, it absolutely is. It's the reason this book has taken me 2 years to write is because it's not a straightforward cookbook. It's not a straightforward memoir. It's not a straightforward tell-all. It's kind of all of these things put together. So there is a narrative that ties the entire thing together, as well as hints and tricks and tips that go along with not just cooking, but along with life, with throwing parties, with decorating for the holidays, with how to celebrate more than one holiday at one time, all those kinds of things, plus makeup tips. I mean, if anybody wants makeup tips from me, they're in this book. Just the things that have helped me in my life to kind of become a better version of me. That's what we're sharing here. No, I know I need a haircut. My hair's turning gray. Will there be an audiobook version? Sarah Beth, I really hope so. We were talking about this a little bit earlier. We haven't gotten to kind of that stage yet to see what the next step with that is. But I said, if you pre-order the book and there isn't an audio version, we'll do these lives and I'll read chapters with you every night before you go to bed. All right, I'm gonna take just like 3 or 4 more questions, and then I'm gonna get out of here because I know everybody's busy. It's a Tuesday night, and I got to get in the kitchen and start cooking some more of these recipes. But we'll take a couple more questions here. Carrie, so I'm a great friend of Lynn Miller. Any way I can buy a book and get you to write a message to her? I love Lynn Miller. I grew up, well, she was friends with, my dad and my mom when I was growing up. She might even be in the book. I know we've talked about her before. So absolutely, I would love to personalize a copy for Lynn. I love Lynn. She was there during a lot of the formative years of my life. Glenn, what was the best part and the hardest part about writing the book? The best part about writing the book is finally taking control of my story and not allowing other people who didn't live it to kind of take the fragments and put them out there in the world. It really kind of connects all the dots of my story. The hardest part about writing the book, well, there's two. One was allowing myself to open up and be that vulnerable, but that was a hurdle I got over very quickly. It was difficult, but I got over it, and then it just started pouring out of me. And then that led to the second hardest part was figuring out what parts were important enough to pull the story together and what parts were kind of insignificant and I had to end up on the cutting room floor. Um, but hopefully this one goes well enough. There will be a second edition and we can talk about all the things that people might have questions about after this one comes out. Jojo Payne. I love that name. Will you ever do a live cooking demo from the book in person? I would purchase a seat for that. Yes, we are going to do a full book tour. I cannot talk about the details of that yet because they're still working them out, but it will be a very big tour, and we'll be cooking, we'll be eating, we'll be performing, we'll be singing, we'll be dancing, we'll be having a good time. So yes, there will be a lot of in-person events for this. All right, 2 more questions. What's your favorite recipe in the book? Oh, Casey. Casey, you trying to get me in trouble by saying what's in the book. Uh, my favorite recipe. Mm, I don't know. It depends on what I'm kind of in the mood for, like what I'm going through emotionally. Uh, I am an emotional eater, and there are definitely different dishes that tie to that. But I think my overall favorite dish in the book is probably my grandmother's cornbread. I, Cornbread is something that it's so versatile. It can be used. as a side dish. It could be used as an ingredient in stuffing. It could be sweet. It could be savory. And my grandmother had this recipe that just kind of worked perfectly no matter what you paired it with. To the point where I love to bake it and then slather it with some honey butter and just eat that and nothing else. So that's probably my favorite recipe, and it's one that I think that it's also very good for beginners who don't really cook a lot. It's kind of a one dish uh, meal. I'll call it meal right now, but it's just like you can make it all in one dish, and it's delicious. And even if you screw it up, it's still delicious. So make sure that you look for that recipe for sure. And then the last question. What? I don't know. He's looking at me like, what are you talking about? All my tattoos right here. This is my resume. We've got Winifred Sanderson from Hocus Pocus 2 streaming on Disney Plus. We have Dumplin' right here streaming on Netflix. Super Drag streaming on Netflix. And then RuPaul's Drag Race season 7 and All Stars 2. I haven't put in All Stars 6 anything on there yet because I don't know what. Actually, this is a good question for y'all. What should I put on there for All Star 6 just to kind of tie this all together? And don't say crown. Don't say that because we're not going to be shady and messy like that. All right. Is there one more question? That's it? That's it. That is all the questions that we have time for. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for spending a couple minutes of your time with me. Remember, Ginger Minj's Southern Fried Sass, a queen's guide to cooking, decorating, and living just a little extra, is now available for pre-order on Amazon.com. The link is right here. Make sure that you go ahead and pre-order it right now. It really helps me out. And where the hell my phone? Yes, use your phone, find your phone, and then go ahead and pre-order that book. Also, make sure you go to goldengalslive.com to come see us in Chicago this week or somewhere around the world, wherever we're coming towards you. And of course, Stand Behavior's Indiegogo is still going on for a couple more days, I think like another week or so before we start filming, if you want to be a part of that as well. I love you. I love you so much. And there is a great big piece of my heart that belongs to each and every single one of you out there. I know that a lot of girls say that. I know it can come across as false, but I hope you know me well enough to know that what you do to support me, I never take it for granted. I love you. This book is for you, and I can't wait to share it with you. Bye.